to still be a consistently winning strategy.
Yeah, it does, and we are into the champ select now. We'll see what the teams do want to select for their first game here. Gragas and Twisted Fate actually banned by Snake, so 2 target bans there coming through, but Callista is going to be the ban for Water Lead.
Yeah, I'm actually really impressed so far from Snake's ban phase here, because that's all the early game pressure that WE used to get other lanes ahead. It is Spirit and GA's team right now. GA is actually probably one of the better performing members, and his Twisted Fate able to get into Mystic lane specifically and start getting him rolling in the AD carry position is what they pin their hat on a little bit, but both of them taken off the board.
Yeah, they're going to take Alistar now as well, our World Elite. A very strong support, probably one of the most commonly first pick champions currently in the metagame. And Snake now 20 seconds left. Do they want to go for another target ban, or are they going to keep it a bit more standard this time?
Yeah, you'd think that they might even try and take a second jungler away and grab the Rek'Sai for themselves. Give that one over the beast. He has played it before. Have to see whether that is the tactic going in here. But a lot of strong picks now left open because of the Twisted Fate ban coming through there. You've got things in the top lane like Hecarim, Gnar that will be available, and it's actually Echo that's taken off the board.
Yeah, interesting that Snake don't want to first pick it despite the flexibility the champion has. They'll ban it away for themselves instead, but is a strong champion. World Elite might just have to settle themselves with a Rise ban and see what happens, but no, they're going to ban a 0 away from you.
Yeah, so this guarantees Oluka either Scion or Rise up there in the top lane, and that is something he has been able to play. I'm sure that he's happy to take Scion into it because they'll just lane swap, and Oluka does very well in lane swaps as Scion. So if Flandre is willing to prioritize this pick, might lead WE to getting that all-important top lane tank for their team.
And we talked about Flandre needing to be a bit more of a carry for his team. Rise certainly would be a carry-style champion. You cannot deny the power of this champion, but it's tricky to run. Snake, though, they are going to run the risk, and they'll take Rise as their first.
Yeah, I really like it. You know, if they leave it open, dare you to take it, you have to prove that it's worthy of that ban. So Flandre steps up to the challenge, blocks it in. Of course, he's still got the smite, so that can go to you as the mid laner. I'm sure he can also be played as an AD carry. Rise is just so strong at the moment. But we'll have to see where exactly they go with it and whether they... Nah, he swapped over. It's top.
Flandre loves Smite, to be fair. He was the person that really started just taking Smite. Oluka, by the way, has already locked in Scion. He's going to have that for himself, and they take the Nautilus as well. It is all tanks all the time for Water Lead.
Yeah, I actually really love that because that's a tanky support, tanky top lane. A Spirit can play whatever the heck he wants right now. He can go carry. He can go something like Riven jungle if he wants to pull it out again, but have to see whether that's the choice. As we also have another couple of
Those are power picks, though, for Snake there. They instantly respond with Rek'Sai and Victor. One of the strongest junglers, one of the strongest mid laners. Snake cannot be disappointed with this draft so far.
Yeah, they take the Rek'Sai away, which is the other champion that Spirit's found a lot of success on. Last 2 wins come with Rek'Sai in their lineup. And Victor right now, he's just so hard to pin down at what he's good at because he does everything exceptionally well. Team fights, skirmishes, he's got zone control, he's got high burst damage, high mobility, and his wave clear is phenomenal. At every stage of the game, he offers something different, and then if he ever gets 6 items, he just one-shots you.
Yeah, got good sustained damage as well. That was the only one you missed. Victor's a pretty good champion. His Water Lead, so you take Vayne and Cassiopeia as their 3rd and 4th. Mystic going to be a little risky here. Civ is open if Crystal wants to take it. Not a bad team to set up for the Civ here as well. But they got plenty of options here for Snake. Ella going to look at Morgana right now, but not locked in just yet. He'll have to complete a bottom lane here, knowing that there's probably a jungle counter pick actually there for Water Lead, but Snake, to me, they're just drafting the power picks. It's great to see them just playing standard. The Civ is locked in for Crystal. Ella's going to get Morgana. Snake's team comp's amazing.
Yeah, it certainly is. They have a lot of team fight potential in there. They have the facilitator to get Rise going. I was actually going to hit on the fact that they took Vayne because they probably thought that that was going to be the AD carry pick. It's a pseudo counter pick if Mystic's ever able to find Crystal on his own. Of course, that Black Shield really going to help in the laning phase because it's difficult to pop. But as we mentioned, with the 2 heavy tanks, this allows Spirit to go something a little bit more damage heavy. Wouldn't be surprised if it was a Nidalee. Although, honestly, right now, I'd love to see something like a Nunu. He's locked it in.
Yep, Nidalee is going to come through there for Spirit, so that'll be the champion he wants. We've seen this as a default champion when Spirit does want to carry, but Spirit's performance recently has not been the same from this year, and he's been fantastic all year long despite the struggles that him and his team have gone through. I remember Beast really putting it to aggressive junglers, though, in the early spring. I wonder if he can do it again.
Yeah, the first images we have of Beast are actually teaming up with Baka, invading deep on something like the J4 or the Nunu and taking control of the enemy jungle. Problem with Spirit's Nidalee, and it's a problem for the other team, is that he just farms so quickly. He's able to get these big CS advantages, really push his lead in gold. Last week when he lost on it, he had like a Void Staff whilst the other jungler was sitting on a Sightstone. He just gets so ridiculously farmed, but sometimes it's not enough.
Well, we'll see if it's enough this time around as Flandre on the rise. Big carry here for him versus Aluka's trademark train driver, aka the Scion. Based on the Rexo though, he's going to match up against Spirits Nidalee. This, probably the big power point for Waterloo, or maybe this lane as well.
Yeah, you feel this is the one that they have to get ahead in. GA has to be able to take it to you. You on the Victor has got the cleanse, so it's going to be hard to get those 1v1 kills for GA.
And then you can see Crystal on the Sivir once again here versus Mystic's Vayne. And now they're going to take Morgana as a very appropriate counter pick to the Nautilus.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about his Janna, the fact that he can play Thresh. He actually plays them in very disengaged styles. I like the Morgana coming through there. Gives them a little bit more disengaged option. Anti-dive as always with the Morgana ult, but also has the ability to go Talisman, get nice and aggressive up in people's face with the Morgold as well.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm going to get onto the rift for our first game between Snake and World Elite. And welcome back, everyone, for our opening game between Snake and WE. Both teams on the powerful points here in our third series of the day. Week 7 spawn, the LPL. It is long, but we're starting to get to the business end.
Yeah, you can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel that is playoffs. We love that time of year so much as some fancy shoes come through from Beast, dodges out of Spirit. This is something that Spirit does. He starts Q. I am a big fan of W start on Nidalee. Means you stay a little bit healthier, but Q is definitely the fast way around the jungle.
And Spirit does like to go fast in the jungle, as we've noted earlier. Flandre going to spot Aluka, who is the giant lumbering lumberjack Scion, but just a ward down there.
Yeah, started with a ward. An actual 75 gold green ward. Aluka against Arise, which is a range harass champion.
Aluka knows.
He does. He is a magician.
He is indeed.
He's going to take a camp, of course, so he goes back and gets pots, but it's just funny.
It is. I mean, smart stuff there. They're going to get good vision down. Trinket Lord's down there as well, so important early vision down for World Elite. And she is going to look to this side of the map over on the right near blue buff, and looks like Spirit's going to head that way as well. No lane swaps by the looks of things right now, but Spirit looking like he wants to go straight to that blue buff.
Yeah, that's a really quick way around the jungle for Nidalee, of course. Has the execution damage, but starts off at Gromp, actually. So going to be taking that one with maybe just the help of his support player.
You can see Beast there around near the Krugs as well. Going to be starting those ones off with a bit of help from Crystal. Ella is actually hanging out in the lane. Just maybe trying to start a freeze, but there is no lane swap here.
Yeah, he is trying to get the freeze there, and everyone's hidden off map. You can see even Flandre at the top not really moving towards that because he wants to know whether the camp is being taken by Scion.
Yeah, Luca is going to take away those Raptors like we can see, though, as you move down to the bottom side. And you can see it is standard lanes here. Flandre, though, going to get some early time in the lane, but Luca's already finished that camp for himself.
Yeah, and no leash comes through from Spirit. That's a big thing. So he's solo jungling right now. Have to see how low he goes, because that is one thing. If you start with a Q, you farm very quickly, but you get incredibly low.
And especially, can Beast track him in the jungle, maybe even try and harass him out, or God forbid get a kill there. We'll have to find that out as Conan goes in, finds a wall, but not a champion, and Crystal now just going to exchange a couple of orders as Sivir just trying to push that wave.
You know, I actually think that's what makes Nautilus just a strong support pick, is you're able to miss your hook and still get a gap closer in there if you aim it at walls. So Conan, he kind of undershot that one at the wall, knowing if the support didn't move out of the brush, he just gets the auto attack and the ability to keep them there.
Talked about Spirit there as well. Does have his heal. They're actually level 3, so has all the abilities, but gonna tear through camps, getting low like you said, but he is massacring the jungle.
And look how quickly he farms. He's taken 3 camps to 3, but he actually crossed the river in the top side. But he's gonna look for a scuttle crab. This is something that both Rek'Sai and Nidalee take incredibly quickly throughout the game, because they have a knock-up on their auto attack, as well as Nidalee's ability to be able to stun the mountain. Spirit might even look for some counter jungling at the blue.
Did take the crab on the left, but looking for mid lane right now. Might try and land a spear onto you and get a quick kill. Xie does have good damage early on as well, but instead just going to look for a blue, and he finds it.
Yeah, this is going to be a 3 buff, no leash coming out of Spirit. That's very impressive jungling coming through there, and it doesn't look like they know. This might even go over to Xie early.
Yeah, he's rotating over, going to look to pick it up. No, just wants to make sure it's safe. Gets sent away by Spirit, who is going to get the blue. Beast went a bit too aggressive with that Scuttle Crab, and it cost him a blue buff.
Yeah, he actually invaded and got a deep ward as well to see if he could catch a glimpse of what Spirit was up to, but no can do in the end. Spirit able to take everything away, and that's an early advantage for Nidalee.
And that's a good advantage. We talk about Spirit looking his best when he's in the enemy jungle. That was a nice example of it. Level 4 already to the Rek'Sai level 3. Beast has gone back. He's picked up his warrior item there as well, so we'll have access to the Chilling Smite with his Stalker's Blade, but right now the early jungle win does go to Spirit Snidely.
Yeah, and one thing you have to point out is that was all set up by Aluka, the ability to get the deep full vision ward in there. Allowed Spirit after his first clear to know that it hadn't been started up and to go in for the easy counter jungle. So once again, Aluka doing the little things for the team.
Aluka strat's always good as Beast. We'll go back into Spirit's side of the jungle, tunneling his way through here. Going to try to take away the wolves.
But he's close them both off. That is not...
Yep, now Spirit's found it. Who's going to get it? It's important. Beast will get it. Hit level 4 there as well. But Spirit still with those buffs. Has Beast Blue there as well. Will deny him the Little Wolves.
Yeah, so able to pick that... Wow.
Beast? Hello? Really?
Conan's in there.
Yeah, he's trying to trick Spirit apparently, just going through those tunnels again and again. Does have a good network set up, he'll be okay, but that was a bit odd.
Yeah, it certainly was. That was an aggressive move and dragged the other support out of the lane, so Crystal took a little bit of Escra harasses. Ella left. Oh, Mystic Urine.
Oh, good.
Great.
Good condemn. Oh, Ella getting grabbed. No. Black Shield will stop that dredge line. Crystal gets some mana back from the spell shield as well. Aluka, though, in the top lane. Flandre out of mana means he can't finish the kill. But getting harassed there early, this is the power of Rise.
Yeah, not even close, you know. Luka got lots of pots. He's going to stay up there, be nice and aggressive. But that was incredibly dangerous. But look at the CS advantage already. Luka able to shove the Rise in and just weathering the storm. He's like a punching bag right now, but just trying to absorb farm.
I feel like that's just the best way to describe Aluka's playstyle. He takes a beating, but he always ends up his way back.
Yeah, he's just, you know, he is the definition of slow and steady wins the race. If it's a race for 8, I guess.
Well, Ella does Black Shield himself up there as Conan lands another hook. Crystal a little low here in the lane. Does have to be careful, especially as the levels creep up with Spirit in the bottom side of the map. This is a dangerous place to be in the bottom side for Snake right now.
Yeah, it certainly is. He's going to hop the wall and, you know. Whoa.
Need a binding. Does land. Still gets the snare though. Conan will get shoot away. Ooh, spell shield.
It's down and Spirit's here. Crystal, do not face check.
Oh, base check. That's not good. Dives in. Spirit not going to get the kill just yet. Ella body blocking for that next Spirit. Now Beast, he's in the top lane. Flandre almost has the passive chugged in. Does get another spell. Aluka ults himself to safety though, and Sion's going to be A-okay.
Yeah, able to get out of there, of course. Can't be bound up, and Spirit now is under the tunnel. Ella stayed.
Crystal left, and Ella's like, where do I go? First Spirit will miss, I'll go in. Black Shield's good. Condemn will not land, I'll dive in though, and Conan will get first blood.
Yeah, and a couple of assists goes over to the other members. Probably would have liked that one to go over onto Spirit, or even better yet, Mystic. But, you know, first blood drawn by WE, and we mentioned their power picks, the Scion, the Nidalee, both not respected here, and WE off to a flyer. Already 1,000 gold in the lead.
I think Ella feels abandoned. That was just a piece out by Crystal. He didn't want to be in the lane anymore. Went back and got himself a pickaxe, but honestly, probably behind as far as early itemization goes. Mystic goes back. He's got a Birchwater Cutlass already.
Oh, he has such good trade potential right now, Mystic, because it's a non-sustain lane coming through, but he has the Targons as well as lifesteal, so he just gets so much more health back. Not to mention the fact that he had the luxury of grabbing a potion on top of already a lot of items, so definitely agree with you. He is up, has a boost too.
Well, we'll see what he can get done with it, as blue buff is going to get donated over this time to TA. Spirit will give his mid laner the second blue, or their second blue buff of the game. Cassiopeia, yep, going to get that one. Spirit doesn't take it away. And now maybe even looking for Dragon, although not going to go just yet.
Yeah, that's a really nice ward, actually. And in that ramp, you know, Spirit, he hovers around that area, so will be a good piece of information for them to have as they continue to shove in. Now, Snake kind of got past the incredibly rough early game, and now they're okay to just continue to farm it.
Yeah, just checking over the lanes again here. Top lane, Flandre stacking that tier even on CS now, though, against the Lucas, so starting to get further ahead there. Beast relatively even, although down a couple camps to Spirit there right now as Ella. Another great Black Shield, but Crystal's just getting too low in these exchanges.
Yeah, it certainly is. Even with the Dark Blinding hitting there, there's really nothing they can do right now. Tormented Soil just continually shoving out the wave, and they're going to have to be careful because an all-in right now means Crystal probably dies.
Yeah, especially if Vane's level 6 and Mystic has got access to that ultimate now. Beast even looking down towards the bottom side. Might be thinking about lining up a gank here, but going to go to his red buff first, see where that gets him. And Shie even looking for a roam, maybe just going to help Spirit do a bit of jungling, which does mean take it from him.
Yeah, and you know, you have a look at it here, and we talk about how the jungle position, wow, a bit of trading in the bottom lane. Jungle position really does get Flandre ahead on the side of Snake, and the two deep wards on the red side of the map just prove exactly that point. Beast is all about getting Flandre the safety he needs to shove in and continue to be safe. And right now, Spirit's going to be spotted by another ward.
Walks over another nicely placed ward. Flandre will get slowed there as a minion roars into him from Scion, but he's going to make his way back here, just play safe towards his tower, and Spirit's like, yep. Puts down a pink ward, clears that ward, looks for it next time.
Yeah, so he's just going to continue to pressure the top side of the map right now. You can see that is where Snake want to play. They've got the double pink wards. They've got a pink ward on the top side of that river as well. Spirit's going to clear that out. That's actually a really impressive top side of the map clear. You got Scuttle Crab, got a ward, got a pink ward.
And now there's 3 or 4 wards in the left side of the map for World Elite. So nice little bit of vision on there. You can see Victor, though, going to get his blue buff over there from B. He'll donate that over. Shie looking to try and take it. Spear's good. Spirit will steal it away.
Yeah, that was really impressive coming through there for Spirit. Able to steal the second blue buff of the game. So far, Snake only have 2 to the 4 of WE. And this is what his Nidalee is all about. Controlling the map, making sure you're in there and nice and aggressive. Even though we got counter-jungled a little bit, he's having a pretty decent early game.
He's gone for an early Magus there as well, so doing lots of damage. You see
why
the blue buff.
He goes Rower instead of his tier, because tier takes a little bit longer to stack up if you don't grab it first.
Oh, Mystic now going in. Does have his ulti. There's a lot of CC available. Spell Shield popped by Crystal. Ultimate there as well. Sivir knows that she's in trouble, and Mystic's going to force them out of lane.
Yeah, Conan had ultimate as well. Ulti and Ignite probably would have been enough to kill him.
Looking up for the kill there. Instead, Flandre knows there's a Scion there. He's just trying to keep the wave at a reasonable spot, but Spirit is tracking him down the top lane. Flandre, they know he's the big carry for the team.
Yeah, they certainly do. They're going in.
Yeah, Aluka boxes his ulti, forces a flash from Flandre. Good patience, so from Spirit means they'll dive in, and Aluka gets an easy kill.
Yeah, and this is the thing about Scion. He's just so damn tanky with that shield, not in any danger of being punished for a turret dive. And they're able to pick up the kill for nothing. Beast up here now.
Beast is going to dive in. Aluka won't take any turret hits just yet, though. Red buff is good, but not enough to take out Aluka, who at this point, like you mentioned, just too tanky.
Yeah, and he's already like 15 CS up. Now he's got that kill on top of it, so doing a good job on the top side of the map. And this is just not respecting Aluka's champion pool. I think it was Gragas that was banned away as the last coming through. No, Gragas, TF. Echo was the last ban coming through there. Wow.
Yeah, Crystal spell shields it, but that's not enough for the depth charge. Mystic coming in, has his ulti pop. That's going to be a dead Sivir. Ella again, this time abandoning Crystal in the lane, and he's just too far forward there.
Yeah, he certainly has had no right to be up there. Another good brush camp coming through for WE. That's 2 kills for 2 brush camps, and might even be able to start up the dragon.
Fanatic of LPL, World Elite. But it was a smart little move, and he's the only one having any semblance of fun in his lane, and even he's down by about 10 CS. Now World Elite going to move in on top of this dragon. You look at that gold lead already, 2,000 gold up for World Elite, about to be 1 dragon as well. Yeah,
so they're having a great early game in standard lanes. We mentioned the fact that they might look to lane swap. They just take it to them and trust in their individual skill to be able to get them through, and for a 12th place team, that's a big gamble, but it certainly paid off.
Yeah, even Flandre in his rise after that pressure from Spirit, slightly down here in CS as well by about 10, so Aluka just fine here right now, quite tanky already with the Mercury Treads and the Spectre's Cal. Flandre will get stronger and stronger, but he does need to get to a point where he's going to be good on Rise, or the rest of his team's going to, the rest of the enemy, sorry, going to sort of just overtake him.
Yeah, and you know, the danger of Rise, if he doesn't get ahead, he's relatively squishy right now. He's more of the bruiser as opposed to the pure tank that comes through, and there's a lot of mixed damage. You have to account for both Nidalee and Cassiopeia, but there's also a Vayne running around the map, so it's going to be difficult for him to be able to get as much work done as he wants.
Yeah, I mean, Mystic, you mentioned that Vayne does have Flare of the Ruin King already finished up here. 2 tiers are stacking up for World Elite, and they're going to try and spot up Mystic, who's being patient. Good ward, though, going to keep him safe. Beast does move in. A good flash and Condemn will keep Mystic safe from the binding. Good attempt there for Snake, but they've got nothing on the board right now. Might be looking for this outer turret.
Yeah, they definitely will be able to pick that one up. It's whether WE can trade for anything meaningful, and right now the answer looks no. Mystic might even die.
Oh, Ella, Flash ulti's in there. Flash on Burrow there as well. They need to get this kill. They will give it over to Ella. They'll get the turret there as well, but that's a lot committed just for a tower and a kill.
Yeah, so in the end, what they were trying to do was isolate Mystic because he had the Blade of the Ruined King versus BF Pickaxe, but more people just went to his lane as he was left alone. WE tried to collapse, but in the end just wasn't quick enough, and Snake hit back with the turret and the kill.
Yeah, looking for blue buff, but not up there, so can't steal that away from World Elite. And Flandre has his tier, has his catalyst now. Going to only get stronger from this point, so we'll see where he is in about 5 to 10 minutes time, because Flandre, like we keep saying, is the big carry of this team.
Yeah, certainly is, and you feel that he needs to be a little bit further ahead. Actually struggling at this point in the game. A lot of magic resist being I guess, stacked by Aluka right now. He's got the Merc trade. He's already got the Spectre's Cow. So It's about Flandre pushing out his wave, being able to influence the rest of the map.
I even like Shie's earlier Abyssal Scepter here as well. It's fine in his lane. He can really take it to victory in trades. The tier is interesting. I guess he's going to stack that up and go for a Arcandus and the eventual Saris. But against this sort of team, the double AP coming out for Snake, I think I like it.
Yeah, I definitely like the fact that he's gone with the Abyssal Scepter early on, because it just keeps both the double dipping of the defensive and offensive going. Cassiopeia always going to be in range of that aura. If she's getting her spells down on anyone, helps out Spirit as well if they dive in together. So it is a power pick coming through, and Spirit, even after the Magus, has still gone tier. So that's 2 games in a row he's done that. I don't necessarily like it. I like earlier tiers, just get the jungle item into it, as Aluka might be baiting here for his team.
He's baiting indeed. You can see Conan there sitting in a brush. He's got Spirit there as well, I believe, hiding in that bush. But Crystal, not really interested in doing anything other than trying to kill minions and take turrets.
Yeah, they get the spell shield. Is that going to be the signal? No, it's not. So they're just going to back away. That will be the turret going down, though. So Snake, with the proactive map movements, able to pick up 2 turrets to 0 this early in the game.
You can see Yu returning to that mid lane after Shie pushes it in. Cassiopeia will back away, but all that straight line wave clear for Yu is just casually upgrading his hex core and building on towards a Chalice in eventual Athenes as his first few items. Gonna get a blue buff now. Finally, Spirit not here to steal it away. And he's just having a fun old time. He's slightly behind in CS, but he's keeping that tower nice and healthy. Yeah,
able to farm as much as he likes. Flandre has been sent down to deal with Mystic. Once again, really smart movement coming through from here, because Sivir definitely behind where the Vayne is at this point of the game, especially in relative power, but having the Rise there, the point-click CC to be able to deal with it, means it can win the 1v1, but Conan and Spirit pop their head into the bottom lane, secure the turret.
Yeah, too much pressure means that bottom tower will fall, but Crystal does get the tower on the top side there on the Sivir as Ella worms in to get some deep wards now. So Dragon off the map means a nice play in the top lane there for Snake, but Spirit, he's going to get a couple creeps out of it in the enemy jungle this time.
Yeah, and he's also looking for the deep spear. Misses that one, but some counter jungling going through. Also has some Sork Boot, so very aggressive. You see Merc treads out of everyone else just respecting the Rise, but Spirit doesn't really care at this point.
No, just wants to do damage here, and he does need to kind of get things going in the early to mid-game. Dragon will be back up in a minute 40 as well. Spirit's nice and strong right now. I guess that's one of the things about Magus that maybe we won't get when Runglade finally hits, is that Nidalee right now is just so strong with so few items.
Don't worry, she's still good with Runglade.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, able to dive in there, get a lot of executes with the takedown and Sheen proc at the same time, so I'm sure it won't hurt her too badly.
No. Sure, I'm sure it won't here. Nidalee's
also
still
gives
a very strong
wave
champion.
clear as well. It's great.
Yeah, Runglade, really fun item. Buy it
I
now.
love it.
You would.
It is honestly my favorite item we released.
Well, I think that says a lot about you, but Crystal gonna take some creeps in the top side away from Aluka. Actually sticking up here despite the Dragon being back up in a minute is an interesting decision, but Flandre is returning up to the top lane. Now Snake look to be rotating down to try and contest for what will lead second Dragon and look to get there first.
Yeah, so about a minute early right now. That's when you expect them to move in, as we have Beast trying to secure the topside Scuttle Crab. Oh, Spirit.
Oh.
No.
Denied. Beast with the smite there, able to take it away. It is a good bit of vision down towards the top left of the map, but you getting stronger as well. Actually, still going there. Doesn't even have the Athenes completed. Just Sork Shoes actually keeping it nice and cheap.
Yeah, Sork Shoes 3 upgrades, I believe, onto the Hex Core, so trying to get that one nice and early, looking for more of a utility build coming through. There's some zoning potential. We'll have to see whether it's able to impact the team fight, because you're right now raw strength maybe not as strong because of, actually is because of the defensive build that's going out of Cassiopeia, so I think that it's a probably suitable build.
I think it sort of speaks to Victor and his versatility when in a double AP comp, his role instead of becoming like do all the damage just becomes, you know, add utility and additional damage to a massive damage threat in Rise.
Yeah, and you know, he is part of the wave clear comp that's coming through here, so if there's ever a split foot situation, he's able to answer part of that. Crystal the other half of the wave clear, and Dragon is looking to be challenged right now by WE, and Snake happy to just congregate around the area.
I mean, right now they're just pushing waves here as Ella does have to dodge a spear out of the way of Spirit. They clear a Pink Lord, trying to get a bit more of a foothold on vision here around that Dragon area. In fact, might even look to just shove down mid, try and open up space there instead.
Oh, that was a very close spear coming through, but they will be able to grab this mid lane turret.
Yeah, tower too low is going to go down to Crystal. Hook lands in onto Beast though. Gravity field down will disengage them, and that's Conan going in, but nothing coming of it there. A Spirit does get 2 wards for his troubles, but Flandre hanging out. He's got his teleport. Aluka left the lane to try and get down early, thinking there was going to be a fight, but what Elite need to make a decision. They're just going to lose more ground at this rate.
Yeah, they did get the ulti out of Sivir right now, so if a fight does break out, it's going to be hard for Snake to reposition. And there is the poke potential that will come out of Spirit. So, you know, it looks like right now WE just trying to jockey for position and poke people out. Really a lot of pressure on Spirit to hit these spears.
And Flandre's walked down to the bottom side as well, so he'll clear that out and then be on the right side without having to use that teleport. But World Elite, they're on top of the dragon. They do it very quickly with the 3 champions they've got, but they have to disengage. At leashes, Aluka will teleport his way in, but a nice gravity field's going to keep him back. They'll go back onto the dragon, though. Well played by World Elite to secure it as Aluka dives in, but doesn't find anyone, forcing a flash from Ella.
Yeah, so he gets a flash out, also looking for the knock-up.
Snake now looking to re-engage. Crystal has to be careful, does get slowed. Conan flashes in. Crystal will heal himself though, and Conan just takes a couple turret hits. Beast looking for someone, but Mystic shoos him away there with a couple of auto attacks. You just can't get in on this World Elite team.
There is actually so much zone control between Miasma and the big smash that comes through from Sion that it's really hard to run into them.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget Shia's ultimate there as well. Plenty of additional zone control, and even the Riptide from Nautilus is causing problems. You can see Snake, they wanted to go in. They just couldn't find a good way to do it.
Yeah, couldn't pull the trigger. Crystal was relatively low there on the back end, so they had to back away. And in the end, it is Dragon secured for WE. They still have a slight gold advantage, a good scaling comp coming through a majority of their lanes. And you have to say that right now, game on their terms.
It is indeed. Gold lead has shrunk down considerably, though. About 600 up forward lead, who at one point in the game were up about 2 or 3k, but they're getting fun with the need to. They are still scaling. And in general, the 2 dragons up means World Elite have a very easy win condition in this game.
And a lot more standing gold on the map, meaning if they do win that one team fight, they have 2 outers to take. It should be easier to shove this Ryzen, still susceptible to dive. So we'll see how it does play out. Right now, if you take the 3 outers, it's much harder to take the inner turrets, especially against things like Cassiopeia and Nidalee that are so good at going forward when you're sieging up.
I mean, that's probably the one thing that Snake's comp doesn't have here is really strong siege. They've got great wave clear, we talked about that already, but as far as getting under turrets and actually taking them down with World Leader in their way, a little bit trickier here with a short range Sivir, and that's about it.
Yeah, it certainly is, you know, but there's always that inherent risk that if you try and wave clear with something like Gia, you just get bound up by a blind rage, don't move anywhere and he kills you pretty much. So they do have to be careful when they're repelling these waves coming through. So wave clear does give them some form of siege. You're just right, it's harder to execute with a short-range AD carry.
And you can see World Elite now moving their short-range AD carry to the top lane, trying to continue applying pressure here and take out some of those outer turrets and get some of that standing gold. It's 3-1 right now to Snake there as far as outer turrets go. Xie also is on top of a wall, but stalking Ella. And Beast trying to get some window in there. Spirit does eat a binding. Aluka, though, hanging out. Going to go back for himself now as well. And Seraph's already transformed here for World Elite. Crystal actually sort of alone under the turret as Ella does come back to help him. But right now it just feels like World Elite are playing a very casually paced game, and that suits them.
Yeah, they want to just continue to scale up. You see already,
Blandre eats a Q. Will go in. Nope. Just throws a Q at the Aluka and backs away.
So yeah, not much happening there. And as I said, they want to scale up. They've got the Phantom Dance, so they're going this late game build right now on their AD carry. Spirit already picked up the Void Staff. He wants to get a Death Cap in there as well as the Ceres. Continue to scale up. GA is, of course, with a multiplicative scaling of his passive coming through, only going to become more of a terror. I guess what I'm trying to build towards right now is WE, even though it looks like Snake got the cream of the picks right now, don't have any problem fighting them in the late game.
No, and I think if we do just have maybe 10 more minutes of farming, we're going to have some fairly explosive looking team fights. Already 23.5 minutes in, almost 22.5, almost 23. World Elite are pressuring on the turret. Good spell view from Crystal going to keep him safe. But Yu's coming up as well. In fact, all the gangs here in the top lane for both teams might have that fight a little earlier than we anticipated.
Yeah, definitely might. And you know, right now, Aluka is the only genuine tank on the map. He is massive. 2 full items done realistically, nearly at the Spirit Visage. And he can dive because he's already got a Frozen Heart. He's got his shield. We'll see whether they want to pull the trigger.
Poke there attempting from Spirit, but not connecting onto anyone except a spell shielding Crystal. We've got Wave Clear there as well as Yu's joined in the party to make sure all those waves get pushed back here in World Elite. They'll back away, sort of realizing that a protracted siege doesn't really favor them, and now moving to mid, going to try and get some damage done there.
Yeah, they're just trying to clear out vision, control the top side of the map, make sure that Snake are taking the long way around and see if they can beat them to anything on the bottom side. Dragon also on minute 50 away, so what they've done by forcing Snake topside is guarantee there are no wards there because they've been there for such a long time. So now they can move into the Dragon area, set up their own vision, and be content that they know that Snake don't have any positioning.
Smart stuff, and you can see just looking over the Dragon Pit on your minimap, it is dark for both teams right now. Snake, you have 3 pink wards on the right-hand side of the map, so they at least have defensive vision on that side, but they haven't been able to get in for a Dragon. World Elite are starting to snowball the objective. Third Dragon in particular is going to mean that World Elite can start to run away with it. All of a sudden, you're just challenging for 4th and 5th. Just objectives that are too strong for you not to ignore.
Yeah, exactly right. And you saw a slow push started up there by Baluka in the bottom lane. So Crystal has to go shove that one back out, make sure it's in their advantage. Doesn't leave any creeps up, so that's going to push a little bit quicker there. And we'll see whether it is going to be a big team fight, although top lane is the teleport heading back up to the top side of the map.
Yeah, again, Flounder and Aluka trying to be on the right side with the objective spawning. Both CSing up a Storm here. We're almost at 200 CS for both the top laners here at 25 minutes in. And Flounder, we'll get a bit of damage done here, but Aluka, he just does not care right now.
Yeah, he certainly doesn't. He's just able to get that W stacked up as well. And just a lot of presence right now from Aluka in this game. As I said, the only legitimate take means that there is no tank buster on Snake's lineup, and Aluka has to be dealt with by someone.
Twice, actually, with that passive coming through as well. You're right. I mean, Snake really just has to dive the backline, but we've seen it already. It is so hard to get through to the Vayne and Cassiopeia between all of the zone control and CC. And not to mention that Spirit might just dive in and assassinate a carry here as well. Snake, known for pretty immaculate teamfight, are going to have to come up with a nice one here around the 3rd Dragon, which is just about to spawn.
Yeah, and you know, if anyone can do it, it's a Snake lineup. You see that they're maybe missing the last Whisper on Crystal to really want to be able to fight this one because of Aluka's Frozen Heart, but no one else has any armor, so still a lot of damage to come through, and we'll see where they can make it work.
Now they're going to find a binding. You almost going to take out Conan over the wall, but doesn't use the ulti. That is the other big trick of Victor. He blows people up from over small obstacles, I'll say.
Yeah, he certainly does. That's my favorite thing about Victor, being able to stand next to a wall. Is Spirit. Oh yeah, Aluka, sorry.
Whee! Got all the way to me from top lane. And he just doesn't care. Took a couple of pokes there. Don't think you noticed Victor was doing damage. And World Elite going to position themselves on top of the Dragon.
Yeah, Spirit actually has a blue buff for himself right now, so we'll see whether they're able to continue raining these spears from long range. He's throwing cannons right now as Spirit, because has got 40 CS up on his respected jungle. It's already always nice to check in with how quickly he's farming the map.
And you said it already, Spirit's Nidalee is just known for power farming and really using that strength that Nidalee gets from the AP here as World Elite. Just taking the poke here, Aluka going to be on that left side, tanking up as much as you can. World Elite will start the Dragon here as well. We saw last time they leashed it out very intelligently, and they just do plenty of damage, and Snake have to respect this.
Yeah, Cassiopeia Vayne, you couldn't ask for a better Dragon comp coming through there.
Yeah, Spirit hits a couple of bits of poke. Beast now tanking the Dragons, not really where he wants to be. Black Shield onto Flandre is good. Conan going to get too low, will go down. Chie eating all the damage from Beast and Crystal as Flandre will go down to Mystic. Yu has used his ultimate though, I believe, and the Dragon is still available on about 1400 health, but Crystal flashing in there. Mystic, little too aggressive. Cassio will get the Dragon, but Snake, they just can't get in. Now Yu's going to dive in, takes out Spirit. Binding will miss onto Aluka, but Beast is tracking them from the backside. Smite goes down onto Mystic, they'll get the Umbaro, and Yu gets himself 2 kills in the exchange.
Yeah, Mystic just face-checked a brush there, and it had a Victor waiting. He had to flash away. In the end, it meant that the rest of his team was caught out of position. You could see the call had come through after that Dragon to just disengage. Already picked it up, instead they fight, and it might cost them a Baron.
Yeah, I mean, that fight really did nothing but give Snake a slight gold edge, but Baron would be a meaningful difference here. World Elite did get the 3rd Dragon, but Flandre will commit his teleport as well. Snake ensuring they secure this.
Yeah, they got the damage of the Rise to come through. It has been spotted out. They still have Cassiopeia in the, I guess, Scion to come through to challenge if they want, but it looks like it's just going to go over.
Well, Baron's going to die. Can they get him for a team fight? World Elite do back away from the area. Scott Crab will die there as well, and all of a sudden, Snake, just after one fight and a big Baron buff, find themselves almost 2k ahead.
Yeah, we mentioned the fact that if anyone can take a team fight right now, it would be the Snake lineup, and that was just off great position.
Oh, Flandre going in onto Chie, gets ulted there by Cassio. Beast now coming through as well. Conan, quite tanky under the tower, though, is going to go down, and Flandre, an aggressive flash, but he ends up with his team getting a kill.
Yeah, he just knew he had the backup coming through there and able to take a member out.
Oh, Yu going in, that's damage on the Spirit. Ultimate goes out on Spirit. Forced to use everything to disengage, saves his flash though. But this Victor, all of a sudden you look down at Yu, he doesn't really have many items, but he's going to go back, spend some gold, and he is already doing massive damage. frightening to think what he's going to do with something like a death cap.
Yeah, it certainly is, and now pressure really on. There's a death cap picked up, as you mentioned, and Snake, we said they have poor sieging. They're not going to be able to hit these turrets. Baron buff solves a lot of those problems. They've already proven that they can win team fights coming through there. Flandre's gotten going now as he was able to put out all that consistent CC, and WE probably just need to turtle out until the Baron buff wears off.
I'd have to think so, as Flandre level 15 just chunks out the wave, but Aluka will be here to challenge it. He's still insanely tanky with that Spirit Visage completed and already about 3,000 health or just under there in that Scion. He's not getting any smaller. Mystic's also getting stronger, so is Shea and Spirit. Waddle, like you mentioned, Spawn, are still scaling up here, but they do have to weather a bit of a storm here as Snake find themselves about 2,500 gold ahead. Yeah,
and Snake, they also have some good late game carries in their own right. We mentioned the fact that WE happy to scale to the late game because of Mystic, but you can't look past Flandre and you in terms of strong AP carries as the game goes on. And they're getting a legitimate tank now from the jungle as Aranduin's nearly finished up.
Aluka just got a tower though in the top side though. That's I'd say a bit of an error there from Snake. I guess they couldn't leave Flandre there forever. Actually doesn't have teleport either, so Aluka, he's just going rogue, but getting some damage done.
Yeah, he wants to continue to shove in there. You see the pings coming out to try and shove him away, so one turret for one turret. Given the fact that Baron is currently on the Snake lineup, WE going to take that every day of the week.
Yeah, I'm surprised they actually left Aluka there to his own devices. Crystal, Spellshield's a second too late and eats a spear for about 40% of his health. Spirit's not even done yet. He's just there with the Void Staff, the Magus, and not even the Archangel's done yet. Spirit will only get stronger, especially if something like that Death Cat comes through as well.
Yeah, he would have Seraph whenever he wants to go back. And Will Beam blue buff will be stolen away because of this Baron. But, you know, if all they get is one turret and a blue, you'd have to say that that is the minimum you would like to take, maybe even less. Generally, you want 2 turrets and some map control.
I feel like when you get Baron, you're expecting to break the tier 2 turrets and maybe look to challenge for the inhibitor turret. So the fact that it is just one tier 2 so far does speak a lot to World Elite's defense. They even got a turret as a trade.
Yeah, especially when you've got someone like a Rek'Sai that has a Void Rust on such short cooldown and can put out extra split pushing prowess, but right now that wasn't the case. In fact, Rek'Sai might be caught.
Yeah, Beast actually wrong side of the map here is going to find Mystic.
Oh, Mystic.
Relatively tanky as Beast. Mystic will get the first bolt down though. Does need to keep chasing. Smite will go down for the slow Mystic. Not quite enough. Spear will miss there as well. Mystic does have to disengage. Didn't pop his ulti.
Yeah, didn't want to get in there, use the ultimate or even any of his cooldowns. So, a little bit of a misplay coming through there, but really no harm, no foul. And WE, they wait out the Baron.
I think no vision, maybe the reason there that World Elite didn't want to overcommit to the potential chase, because we could see the Beast all alone there on the top side, but maybe World Elite did not know that.
I think they had a good inkling, but there's also the fact that you don't want to waste precious cooldowns before a dragon fight's going to start. As you mentioned, Beast, a little bit tankier than you would otherwise think because of the finish Randuin's Omen. So in the end, it means that they don't get a kill, but there was nothing to really take on the map regardless, and now in a minute they have everything available for this dragon.
Yeah, Snake realize they have to contest for this next dragon, but World Elite, they might be behind in gold, but it's only about 2,000 down, and they are ready to fight. That Seraphs you mentioned, that is already done for Spirit.
Yeah, as soon as he was able to afford it, it was going to be the transform, because Nidalee just, with the pounce, able to stack it up so quickly coming through there, and they're clearing out the tunnel network, making sure they're doing the right thing as the dragon's up in 40 seconds. Vision, once again, for either team, unless it's deep that you count on the side of the jungle, not there.
Yeah, that's how it is going to go down in mid. They'll lose the Ardor. That gold is starting to even right back up here to under 1,000 between the teams. And Rise does have his teleport, was in top lane earlier, pushing it back, but Snake will just coming for the dragon fight. World Elite do get the Scuttle Crab though. They'll get early vision around the area, but Snake need to do something quickly here. World Elite, they're starting to run away with the dragon.
One thing they do have is very deep vision. There's Aluka, looks like he wants to fight.
Doesn't pop his ulti though, just sort of acts intimidating there. Does get knocked out by Beast, will eat some damage from Crystal, who now has a BF sword and that last whisper completed, so 3.5 damage items and no boots too means that Crystal is all about the raw damage output.
Yeah, it certainly is, just looking to blow someone up with all that AoE coming through there. And WE are forced out of position. No blue buff means that this fight needs to start soon, or Spirit's going to go.
And the vision getting cleared there as well means that that is the other problem. You right now insanely strong on the Victor, and Snake might have finally forced Woodleaf off this objective.
Yeah, it certainly looks to be the case. They've started up, and lets WE go right now. It's going to go down.
Spirit going to look for a steal with a Spit. Don't know if he can quite land it up. Beast is standing in a good spot to block it. Snake do get the Dragon, and now they'll chase in. Beast going in deep. Ella flash forward there to try and get the ulti down, but Mystic off to the side going a little bit insane. Flandre coming through. Good knock up there from Beast as Flandre and you just exploding with damage, but Mystic, he's managed to get the 1v1. He will not fall to the pricing. It does die to the death ray though, and now it's just clean up for Snake there. Shie is going to fall. Aluka will finally die. Yep, did die there. Spirit able to get away. He might be able to get a kill here with Sion, but going to be a bit of wishful thinking. It's 4 kills for 2, the win over for Snake.
Yeah, and it's just the 3-set threat comp coming through right now. Flandre, last man standing with all that damage, able to get it done. And they're even going to force Spirit out of his jungle, although that's optimistic.
Yeah, B's actually going to come back in. Spirit did get the smite down, but they'll chase him through. Ella going to come in as well, but Spirit able to pounce over a wall. And you can just see a massacre there towards the Dragon Pit. So many corpses.
And you can see why they pointed out that vision, because if you go back, watch the replay again, it was actually Vayne tumbling forward after a great Cassiopeia ult, but they didn't have a ward in it. As you can, oh, they actually did have a ward, so I don't know what Mystic was thinking then. I actually thought that ward had been swept out, because you can see right here, as the Cassiopeia ult goes in, he walks right up to the brush and gets unburrowed on by Beast, nearly blown up, and the fight from there was really difficult for them to win, because even though Mystic had a great play here against you, able to go 1-for-1, it was just Flandre full health, way too much for anyone else to deal with, and there was no Vayne to hunt him down and take him off the map.
No, and you can see there as well, the invisibility actually paying off nicely. Didn't die to the auto attack that Victor queued up there after that power transfer, but now does have a Lich Bane does use, so the attack that didn't kill Vayne last time will now kill her.
Yeah, definitely going to come through huge at the moment, and Flandre, he's very strong in this part of the game. Has gone for the Void Staff, now going towards something like an Abyssal Scepter, so the magic damage not going to be doing much, and unless Mystic can find him at the start of a team fight, you just feel that the consistent pressure of Ryze might be too much.
And this has been a weird game for me, Spong. World Elite did such a good job early on, with Spirits Nidalee especially, getting the early Dragon control, but Snake, who we know to be a good team fighting team, just fought his way up, scaled up nicely, and World Elite sort of struggling now around these objectives. Couldn't get that 4th Dragon and really start the snowball going. Lost that first Baron here as well. I'm just wondering, even though they are scaling, what are World Elite to do right now?
Yeah, right now, World Elite, they were counting on getting the 4th Dragon. They need to make sure that they don't lose control over the Baron. And the spear needs to land onto either Crystal or you. And then they need to get in straight away and start up the fight. If Spirit keeps going before the fights begin, he can't consistently poke, and it's just going to be way too much damage coming out of both you and Flandre. So, yeah, it's all on the Nidalee to really start the fights off, allow Aluka to charge in there, because going forward, they're much more impressive than they are going back.
We see Aluka taking some pokey to Binding, but just not worried at all as the Silent. Got a locket now for his team, which is a nice purchase there from Aluka.
Yeah, it certainly is, especially because, you know, it's an expensive item for support to pick up. Spirit's definitely not picking it up this game. So Aluka doing the team thing, making sure that he's continuing to scale, has some nice cooldown reduction as well on it, so he gets towards 40%. And Sion, he just likes resistances anyway.
He does. Got a lot of percent cooldown though, does old Aluka. He's slightly above the cap right now.
10 on Spirit Visage and his...
oh, it's 10 now.
Yeah, so it's 10, 10, and 20. You
can tell I'm not a top laner. Yeah, it's Crystal trying to poke in there. I mean, Snake do have some decent options on the tower. Victor especially is quite good in a siege, but it's just too much against Cassiopeia, even just Cassiopeia.
Yeah, Cassiopeia is very hard to dive as well because of the ultimate that can come through. So Snake, they're doing the patient thing, continuing to push up. Top and bottom are already pressuring just through good wave management. And it's a time game right now, ticking time bomb for Snake, because as soon as anyone moves into those side lanes, they're just going to collapse on Baron.
I can see the pings down onto it by both teams, knowing that right now that's the priority objective. Ella trying to sweep out some wards. Vision will go down there as well. Spirit with a blue buff now, just smashing spears out pretty much on cooldown as Mystic now forced to enter the top lane. Snake immediately dive on Baron.
Yeah, and it's dead already. You know, they're not even going to be able to make it there in time. Teleport will be way too late.
Spirit finds a spear in, but doesn't quite land on the Baron as Rek'Sai will smite it away, and that Baron damage was redonk.
Yeah, it certainly is. They've got a really fed AD carry going already. They've got the Ryze with a consistent AP threat, and that's all you need for a Baron to be taken down quickly. And once again, the siege is going to come through, and this time I don't think Cassiopeia can repel.
Yeah, Baron buff, Baron cannon especially, a little too much there as the 5th turret will go over to Snake. That's 2 tier 2s down now with just the top one under contention, but they're going to dive in for this inhibitor turret. Luca diving in, gets the ulti, but doesn't land onto Crystal. Will get bound up there instead. He's taking a lot of damage in the front line before he can flash away. And with the front line now hurt, Spirit low there as well. That's going to force them off the turret. Snake will face tank it, and they'll break the base.
Yeah, so Snake in, and all the sieging problems gone now. Going to have super creeps as well as the Baron. And WE are just on the back foot. They were caught completely off guard. Aluka tried to make the team fight happen, but you have to think maybe it was about 15 minutes too late. And WE just have none of their advantages that they secured early in the game.
No, Snake did well to get some early towers, sort of even that gold right up, or at least to a relatively neutral point. And then just took team fights they thought they could win. Didn't even get the third dragon that they fought for, but managed to win the team fight. And ever since then, it's been a nice little snowball that they've rolled up and started rolling down the hill. 6,000 gold up now for Snake, but almost 40 minutes in, Spawn, still a very close game.
Yeah, it certainly is. Beast might be caught as well.
Finds Spirit. Does tunnel his way out. No, doesn't have it yet. Will now use it. Get himself to safety. The rest of Snake coming down as well. Aluka with his teleport's going to walk down towards the Dragon area because Dragon is back. They've actually caught Conan. Flandre gets the snare. Conan will fall down. He's not that tanky, and Aluka joins in, but now it's a 4v5. Ella flash ultis forward. Aluka caught again. Beast double on Burrow there onto Shie and Mystic, just trying to buy time. Massive ulti stuns on the 3 though on Beast. Will get away. Gets healed there to get to safety. Spirit though going nuts in the back line. Crystal will take him out. Now Mystic, the only one left alive. It's Beast and Crystal versus Mystic. Mystic going in. Gets the first kill. Can he get it again? 1v2 completes the ace.
Yeah, and straight away they start being in Baron. What a play out of Mystic. Able to get the double kill at the end. He grabs Dragon for his team as well. That's number 4. And all of a sudden, things that were looking very dire, now back on okay footing. Still not the best, but they're going to take the team fight.
What a play by Mystic to keep his team in this game. Normally it's Spirit really making the plays, and he tried to dive onto that backline,
hey,
but
he got you and chunked out. Let's take a look at this again. So they catch Conan out of position. They burn the flash and the multiple chain Caesars coming through, so Conan dies. Next, they turn around onto Aluka. And they use a lot on him as well. Able to zone him up, get the Morg ulti, and then burn through the big tanky member. But off the back end, they just expended so much. GA got a beautiful ultimate. Aluka was able to continue to throw out the haymakers, and that's the spear I'm talking about. Able to get 1 kill. Spirit keeps them busy and just allows Mystic to do his thing. Dancing shoes on, still has a flash available. Retreats into a brush. Able to get some good auto attacks in there. Skillful players crit more as well. Gets a flash. Dances away from Beast, gets a Silver Bolt's proc and picks up the ace.
Yeah, that Infinity Edge, really nice for Mystic. He's starting to scale. Actually has a 4th item done now as well, as the last Whisper has joined in, I believe. You talked about that late game power of the Phantom Dancer, finally kind of getting Mystic to a point in the late game where he can be strong. You just saw that strength there.
Yeah, exactly right. You know, there's still not much armor build up on the side. It's only really Beast is going to be that tanky. So 3 auto attacks, that's all he needs on any of the other carries to delete them off the map. And Frozen Heart, nowhere in sight. No one can really build it either. So this Vayne not going to scale off in the late game.
No, and that's a worry here for Snake. Those sort of scatter team fights especially are ones where Vayne can really get going. I think Snake might have to reprioritize their targets. They need to lock down this Vayne, but now World Elite going to push in despite the fact that Snake were the ones that had Baron before losing it there after that massive dragon fight. And the 5th dragon looming as well. Flandre eating a spear. He's just not that tanky. Yeah, they're going to find him, but he takes a while to take all his health away. Conan now, the next one to tank up. Good Chaos Storm after the gravity field will give Flandre that kill onto the support. So back into the same position. 4v5 now, but Mystic, he's diving in. Flandre's caught him, but a good QSS after he gets locked down by a binding. Spirit, though, too much damage rushing in. Beast around the side is going to try and assassinate Mystic, but Mystic, he's just too strong. Yu's going to go down there as well. Now Crystal has to kite it out here, and they're going to get an ace here. World Elite still fighting back.
Yeah, and they're able to grab it for only 3 members. Really good play out of Crystal to trade back there for Mystic's life, but they'll be able to take up a turret, able to get their gold back on relatively equal footing, and game on. WE still have signs of life.
Yeah, the 4,000 gold behind just before that tower falls. Now going to move it up to about 2,500, but Spirit will keep pushing. Hits level 18, has his death cap on the Nidalee. Going to face tank up the turret and pop his Seraphs just for more damage. But you can see Mystic there on your screen, laser focused on this Vayne.
Yeah, certainly is. And you know, with the AP coming through, Spirit actually does a lot of damage to turrets. We'll be able to get the in hit most likely. and opening up the bottom half of the map with Baron in 2 minutes is going to be huge for WE.
And it does go down. Spirit's solo mission in the bottom lane nets his team an inhibitor 43 minutes into this game. Snake still have a gold lead close to 3,000 gold up, but we're late into this one. That gold lead's pretty much meaningless at this point.
Yeah, it's irrelevant. And wow, GA's build, you got to point it out. He's gone the Ocelot special. Woda into Spirit Visage, and this is what old Cassiopeia players used to go, because the persistent damage, the lifesteal, or I guess spell vamp you get back from the Twin Fangs because it's single target, is just so consistent. And you look at the magic damage threats coming through there, it's going to be you and Flandre blowing him up realistically because Crystal wants nothing to do with him. It's a different build. It's a little bit quirky. Maybe needs a Rylai's to round it out, although he doesn't have enough slots. But no, it's cool.
A couple of seasons too late maybe, but does accomplish what he needs to do here. World Elite will win scattered fights that are extended where they can cover big ground with their Vayne, and Shia's build definitely plays more to that than maybe more traditional burst.
Yeah, it certainly does, you know, and it's all about the consistency coming through here from Shia. So I want to see how it does in the next team fight. Theoretical TPS is always high on the Cassiopeia as long as you have avoid stuff, just because the bases are good in the consistent damage. So, you know, we'll see if it is able to work and carry them through a team fight.
Well, we'll have to find out soon, but you, nice and strong on the Victor. Pretty much full build at this stage, even the perfect hex score to round things out. Flandre has the need to see large right, going to build something, probably a Zonies if I had to guess here, but has more AP coming in as well. And Crystal's got a Mercurial Scimitar. He is built out now on this Sivir. We talk about Snake's team fighting, but World Elite have honestly had them in the last 2 exchanges.
Yeah, they certainly have. And wow, Crystal eats a spear from max range. Baron was started up, but now they're looking for the engagement.
And Flandre's got home guard boots. He's looking for someone, but won't find it. Snake instead realizes I have to get vision on Baron. They'll chuck some in the back, but the pink ward from World Elite is denying them a lot of the vision. Super Minions in the bottom side as well. Snake have a lot to worry about right now, and probably the most key thing is making sure World Elite don't get this Baron.
Yeah, and you know, Snake were like, we'll just take your mid inhibitor, and World Elite were like, great, let's take Baron.
Oh, Beast actually gets the 90, tries to tunnel in. Spirit will finish off the Baron, and now Aluka gonna pop his locket and run straight in. Mystic dishing out damage on any target. Another good flash ult there by Xie on the Cassio as Ella getting chased down. He will go down to the Cassiopeia. Crystal far too low at this stage, getting chased away. Aluka did go down, but it's a 2-for-1 win there as Flandre's dead. Mystic gonna flash and get himself another kill. And World Elite just too good in these team fights.
Yeah, 3-for-1 in the end going down, and they're going to be able to tank up the turret with the heal coming through on Mystic. They rip through these structures, and World Elite playing like a team possessed. They did it a season already. Looks like they're once again going to play the blue shell.
Yeah, mid going to be broken here. They're going to try and take out this inhib as well. We'll be able to get it with only you and Beast to defend. Just not enough here. Mystic too slippery on this Vayne. You look over at Snake's team comp, the one thing they're really missing is good lockup CC.
Yeah, it certainly is. You know, they have Flandre, but that's really all they have. And as soon as he's in range for Mystic, he just out-damages him right now. And they've still got 20 seconds left. They're looking to end.
They are looking to end here. You, not enough wave clear here between the Baron and the Super Creeps to really move this all down. World Elite will go under the turrets. There's not enough defense here for Snake. And by the looks of things, they will be able to close it out. We'll pop back in. Turrets are dead. The Mystic fighting again. Beast will be the last one to go. That will complete an ace. And World Elite, what a comeback to win game 1.
Yeah, you know, they